Yes, yeah, well, you should, because it's one of the best in the world. Um, just to just to name a couple of the people that graduated there, we got Warren Buffett, the billionaire investor, and of course Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald got his degree from Wharton. Probably most famous for the two words, "You fired," as he says in the episodes. The admissions program there. So the people coming into the incoming class of the police academy were analyzed using our methods, and it was deemed a great success, measured, of course, in the renewed trust and confidence that the citizens had in their police department. Now, as you can imagine, these tests were quite controversial in the beginning, and they garnered quite a lot of media attention. And we sort of used this media attention to an advantage, and we sort of formed various lucrative relationships with various advertising agencies, and that's sort of where we sort of became a financial force in the market. But over all these years, I never sort of lost my interest and respect for the medical field. And then over this time, it was well documented that in the U.S. they were having severe problems in the patient-doctor relationship. So what did we do? Well, first we implemented a pilot study with the University of Michigan Medical School in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where they used our tests, and it was a great success. And we sort of branched out into all different kinds of medical schools, most notably the Robert Wood Johnson School of Medicine in New Brunswick, New Jersey, the University of Washington in Seattle, and the University of California at San Francisco. But just like you, this is an extremely exciting time for us at the Harrison Johnson Corporation, because this is our first foray into Europe. Now, the Karolinska Institute, recognized for its forward thinking in education, has hired us, and in doing so, has really demonstrated their commitment to taking this problem of the doctor-patient relationship seriously. Now, before I hand it over to my colleague here, I'd sort of like to throw a question out there, just sort of a rhetorical question. Please don't answer it. What's in the face? People say the eyes are the window to the soul, but I would tend to take a broader perspective and incorporate the entire face. We as a species have the most facial muscles of any family, genus, or species in the animal kingdom. Now, what does that mean? It enables us, of course, to move our faces in very fine movement. And now you can sort of collectively group these movements as a display of human motion, right? Are you with me? Okay. But just more than just these movements, every single sort of facial trait is unique at the individual level in its phenotype. So where am I going with this? Well, you should all be familiar with the fact that the more you know someone, the more you are able to sort of know what they are thinking or feeling, just simply by looking at them. Who do we know the most? Our parents, our siblings, our extended family, our best friends, and our significant other. Your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your spouse. I heard someone might get married. So just simply by looking at these people, you're able to deduce their state of mind. So this is where I get to the part where I'm supposed to blow your mind, right? So with the technology that we have developed, with one single still photograph, we are able to know exactly who you are, even without having met you once. Right? Right? So, this is just to introduce my colleague here. He has his bachelor's degree and master's degree from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. All of our competitors wanted this guy, but what did we do? You know, we swooped in, we got him. Because we're the best, and that's how we get things done. You know, and we have the best minds working for our company. So without further ado, the Director of Test Development, Timothy Herbert Young.
Hi, how you doing? I understand that for some of you, this concept of physiognomy, it's not really familiar. And the word is all too often confused with its preceding definition. So what I'm hoping to do here today is clarify that and hopefully show some of the physiognomic features that we have integrated into our developed algorithm of analysis. Now, I'm going to start by using a classical example. I'm sure you've seen this one before. When the next picture comes up, please don't overthink it. Just choose one of the two women that you feel is the most sympathetic. You ready? Time's up. Okay, interestingly enough, the only difference between these two pictures are the pupils of the woman's eyes. The woman to the left has had her pupils dilated and is therefore more appealing to approximately 89% of people. Fascinating number, isn't it? Now, the dilation does change according to how much light hits the eye. You all should know that, interested in biology. But we actually started off by assessing the facial shadows and the acuteness of them, and managed to develop our first algorithm that calculated the dilation of the human eye in the resting state. Now, we thought that this would be completely useless, but empirical studies showed that we had an 85% success rate with this method alone. 85% for that. It's a pretty big number, huh? Now, we cross-linked this with other traits that have been found appealing to common man, such as face dimensions. And we have increased this accuracy to close to excellence, I dare say. Now, our program assesses the physiological traits of face, and can from that determine every one of you, how your character is, just by looking at your facial appearance alone. Now, to simply display, I'm going to jump a few slides since we don't have that much time. An example of how this scan is performed, I'm going to use a picture of Mr. Nicolas Cage. I'm sure you all have seen it at some point. The initial scan, this will be a simplified diagram. You can't read much from the computer because it's too complex. The initial scan pinpoints the most unappealing areas of interest and states the least appreciated facial traits. Once again, this diagram is simplified, and this is a short summary. Now, with a ratio of 150%, Mr. Cage, well, he may sell many movies, but he would have a hard time connecting with the patient and gaining their trust, so he would not be a good doctor. And with that demonstration, I would like to hand over to Mr. Jacobson again. Thank you very much.
Den här beskrivningen hur det fungerar. Jag kunde inte göra det bättre själv. Men som ni ser så är det väldigt starkt verktyg vi har. Och som vi tror väldigt mycket på. Så det vi har gjort är på de bilderna vi skickar in så vi har gjort de här. Och sen tycker vi ska vara med och vilka som rekommenderas att göra den här kursen. Vi kommer inte med dem till slut så vi kan lika gärna börja nu. Anna Båtelsson till exempel.
Alltså vi bara håller på att lära sig. Vad fan är det här?
Ja, men det...
Alltså skämtar inte skämtar på våra bilder för att tala om det.
Ja, precis.
I just want to pinpoint that this is a very well-approved system. We have been using it for over 10 years now. We have based this on facts, so I don't really see where you're coming from.
Det är bra ändå. Men vi fortsätter. Fredrik Björkman. Tåfan. Alexander Smenon, Rockgillen. David Young. Ja.
Kan man läsa kursen även om man inte är utvald där?
Det finns plats. Nu har vi Cheers.
Kommer det här. Nej, jag kollar inte mer.
Don't take any offense, please, sir. Everyone can go on the document. This is just the empathy that you express.
Men dagens är alltid. Tack så mycket alla som var